sex and spirituality in the summertime. Literally, I just asked Jade what she wanted to talk about today, and she's like, it's almost time to get busy and do it. And I'm like, what?
Really what I was talking about was the Matrix. That was really, because we have a code word. It's called the vortex.
We're not talking about the
vortex.
vortex. We're talking about the vajayjay. So, oh my gosh, you just did that.
Should we erase?
No,
actually,
I'm keeping that.
I don't even know where that came from. I'm serious. That's not even a shade thing. I hear I'm talking about all this spiritual stuff, and it's like, what did you do? I mean,
so I just gave Jade, just so everybody knows, right before this video started, I just gave Jade a pretty heavy topic, and she's like, oh, there's so much serious stuff going on. Let's just do something that's fun. And then like it immediately went to sex, and now here we are. And I'm not cutting that part out of the video because that's
so I'm like, that's really, you guys, just so you know, you're talking to the girl that is the like reincarnated virgin. So just so you know this. Now she doesn't know where to go.
I was like, are you talking about what? Like anybody knows he's gonna be like, no.
Okay, so we have a story. So once upon a time we were in Bali. It was not too long ago, and all kinds of interesting things happened to me. So I'm gonna let Dr. Jane tell this story because it may be a lot funnier if she tells it. Do you remember that? The pool incident?
Yeah, we've actually talked about the pool incident before. When your bag was lost, Jade's bag got lost on the way, and we stayed at the airport for freaking ever. And talk about hot and sweaty. That airport is like a rainforest under my shirt when we were in there. So we don't know where the airline sent Jade's bag, but Jade's bag went on a vacation without her. So we get to this beautiful, the place that we stayed. We had this beautiful villa. It was just a dream. We each had our own beautiful little home, like little kind of hut thing, but like very high-end hut, and this gorgeous pool and outdoor living space. And we get there and we're just gross from traveling. And there were 6 of us staying there, right? And only 3 of us got there that day. And we just wanted to get in the pool. And Jade's like, oh, well, I won't do it because my bag, my bathing suit's in my bag. And I was like, well, we'll just skinny dip.
Yeah. And I'm all like, well, first of all, I have to intercede because here's Jade, the greedy girl. This is how you guys will know I'm a diva, because we got there first. So I said, I'm picking my room out now.
No, but you weren't greedy about it because you said, because I made the arrangements for the villa. So you said, no, you take the master suite. And I was like, really?
That was a given though. But I'm talking about, there was all these lovely little places. And I thought, I want my own room, my own place.
So but yours was perfect for you because you need your little sanctuary, and it was kind of over there in the back where the little shrine was, and the cats.
Oh my God, that place was so beautiful. Anyway, so what happened is I said, I don't want to get in there because if I do, then somebody's going to show up. And the girls were all like, no, nobody's going to show up, Jade. No, no, no. So of course, I'm out there. I said, okay. And we did tell this because they were pointing to.
I mean, the cool thing is you went from saying, no, I won't swim to like moon bathing your boobs.
Oh yeah, I moon bathed, all right. And then here came our concierge.
And sweetest, like very devout man with a family. And he's like,
oh yeah.
And I have never seen Jade move so fast. Like whoop, like a little mermaid, like into the water.
I was a mermaid. I just went right in.
Oh man, that was funny. But okay, I don't even know how we got off on that. We are supposed to be talking about summer. Like, why did you say, oh, the summer solstice is coming, let's talk about sex? What's the connection there?
Okay, so
my husband will be thrilled.
Okay, so here's the old cliff noted, you guys. I could go into all historical passages, but I'm not going to today.
This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go into basically what it is. It's the day of the Fae. midsummer, just like the, just like the play.
Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's. That was all about like drunken debauchery, right?
Well, because that's what it's supposed to be. So that is the day that it's kind of like everything's lined up, just like in All Hallows Eve. So it's kind of a free day with the Fae. The Fae are the fairy folk, okay? And I respect them very highly. If you believe, great. I believe. I've got actual pictures, and then they're not like, I mean, they're just like, we like each other. So anyway, they're very footloose and fancy free. And that is the day that you can go play whatever you want to do. This is not a card for you guys to go out and do this, okay? But in that tradition at that time, if there was somebody you had your eye on and you wanted that man for yourself, you could stay here and you could pluck him and you know what I mean? Pluck. And you could go do it. It was on the woman to be able to do whatever she wanted. So it was considered, I wouldn't say debauchery. It was just kind of a day of like.
It's like Women's Sexual Power Day.
Yeah, it is. But it's also, I mean, a woman, it's just a day of kind of a hedonistic day. It's like, it's kind of like Coachella with no drugs. So yeah, just so, so this is what we're doing. And it didn't count like for karma. And I love that. It's the longest day of the year. And you can be up all night. They used to do these beautiful bonfires. That was the original idea of Burning Man. And it was supposed to be something like that in Harvest, but it kind of got messed up too. So anyway, that's what you could do. And I'm always thinking, oh, who can it be this time? It's never been anybody. so yeah, but.
You never know. 2020 has been an interesting year with lots of new things in it. So.
Yeah, who knows? So you guys, I've got this really cute neighbor. And I'm like, okay, Jade, see those cat eyes? Yes, they're going to turn green and you're going to go
hunting.
Yeah. So but then I met him and we got in this really, because I decided I didn't want to be alone on my birthday. My birthday's in May, you guys. And I thought, I'm going to create this. And I really did. I created it so I could have dinner because I wasn't going to have dinner. Boo-hoo. There was no one because COVID, right? So I went over there just right next door. And it was a great dinner. It was lovely. And then we got in these big, deep conversations. So I'm like, huh. However, if you want on the longest day of the year to go out and have a really great time, it's a celebration. It's a celebration of all of the things that are starting to really bloom, and it's not harvest yet. It's just this summer wildness that we love, just like Woodstock.
So what you're saying is just celebrate like freedom of authenticity itself.
Woodstock was so peaceful and nobody did anything. They have that at the Portland Jazz Festival too. Of course, everything's online this year, but it was like that. It used to be super, super peaceful, very calm. Everyone was just listening to music and being together and having a good time and roasting their bodies in the sun. But it's amazing. It's kind of changed, but in a way, I mean, I really appreciated all of this. It's just like this big love fest. And that's what the solstice is about. It's about the sun and the earth being joined together in this beautiful, where they're really close to each other. And they're super, super intimate. And what does that do? It is an exploding.
Yeah, like really high energies.
I want what she's having. One of those.
Oh, I love that scene when Harry met Sally.
I love that. It's so funny. It is so funny. Do you want me to do that? No, we better not. I could probably do that right to a T. Do you guys want to do? Put it in the comments. We'll see. And then maybe one of these days, right before the solstice, maybe I'll do a live and do it. And they'll go, what the hell was that?
So from us to you,
make it. No.
Have a super fun sexual summer and solstice.
What do you do? What do you do for that day?
For the solstice?
Well, let's get her to invent something.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I have several close friends whose birthday is the summer solstice, and so I've kind of just always been in birthday mode on that day. I know it's super boring, but you've got to understand, like growing up in the household where I grew up, and I grew up Catholic, and I realized that all Catholics are not like this, but my family was like crazy devout and way like left field with some of their requirements and stuff. And I mean, I grew up really believing, like having sexual thoughts shamed out of me. No one would ever talk about it. It was just like, oh, you don't need to think about that. Go think about something else, which of course sent me on this quest for information, because I was like, well, if it's so freaking mysterious, I want to find out about it. And so like, I don't know. I think it's sometimes I have to train the prude out of me.
She's not a prude.
I'm not, but sometimes when we talk about things like this, I'm like, oh, well, it doesn't even dawn on me, you know, that's a thing.
Well, your husband will be glad this came out, because we're going to give you guys a recipe. Okay. So here's one caveat. Now, mind you, remember, I'm the spiritual girl. I also want to tell you that, you know, goddesses are very sexually expressive, most of them. Okay. And they're pretty wild. Some of them, they are. Okay. And then the ones I'm thinking of are, let's go to Venus. She likes to play. And oh yeah, she's all about romance and playing and stuff. I tell girls when they're like really hidden like this, like they're like, oh, like this, I'm like, okay, you're going to go shopping at the panty store. Now, remember, was a Victoria's Secret girl. They used to have the greatest panties ever. I don't know what they're doing. What's happening with them?
I don't. They're like such bad.
They're not so good anymore. But anyway, you get those panties, and then you somewhere slip them off, and you stick them in your husband's pocket. Like, oh my God.
He would be so confused.
No, he would not be confused. He's a male, and he would be going, oh my God.
He'd be like at the dinner table or something in a restaurant, be like, what?
No. What would really be happening is his mind would be running, like, and not this head, the other one would be thinking, come on, baby.
You know, let me tell you something that I did once. Here's to prove that I'm not the prude. This was a while ago though. I mean, this was years ago. I think we were first married. I knew we were going to a dinner that I didn't necessarily want to go to, because the folks that it had to do with the work that he used to do. And I knew I wasn't going to want to stay late. But I knew that he's really kind and chatty and loves to like talk to people. He's just an extrovert, real social guy. So, and I'm social too, but I pick my people. Yeah. He's like, he'll talk to a brick wall. He's just really so much friendlier than I am. And but I knew, like, I planned ahead. Like, I don't want to stay all night, and I know I'm going to be like ready to come home. So I intentionally didn't wear underwear. And at the pivotal moment in the night when I could see there's an out for me to leave, I just whispered to him, I didn't wear panties. And he was like, oh, look at the time. Sorry, everybody, we're going to have to go. And then I got to go home, but I didn't really do it to be sexy. I did it so I didn't have to stay.
She killed it. She killed the boy. You know what I mean?
No. I had sex with him later. Like, yes, he got his payment for leaving early, but like that's, I planned it so I wouldn't have to stay.
Okay, so we're challenging Dr. Jane to do a repeater and leave out the square shit. I mean, stuff. Because that is like, no.
Well, he didn't know that. He still, I mean, he doesn't watch these, but he'll remember this and be like, oh, that's why she did that.
Well, good. Then he needs to get a repeater, because then he can anchor it. See, that's NLP.
He never knew. He never knew why I did that. He just thought I was doing it like to be fun or whatever. So that was the whole point.
Do you remember, I love that movie, The Family Man, that one with Nicolas Cage, because it was so cute when they came together and they just vamped each other. They fell in love. They were always in love, but you have to make it. Now, this isn't fake it till you make it, okay, this is about the person, the woman that's inside of you, the little tiny, you know, moment of seriousness. This 21st solstice, this June, it gives women an opportunity to be really express themselves the way that we truly want to. And the energy of the Fae is very magical and playful and fun. And they will help you to woohoo, you know. So yeah, that's why I love it. And it could be an all-nighter. Yes, yes. And we're talking about the beautiful, wild, fun, free, healthy stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So I don't know. I think you can go do it you know, out in nature. It's always fun. Some people like to do it in their car. I guess you could do that kind of hard on that. But you
That's
know,
what she said.
and just do whatever comes kind of natural, because we, after all, it is going to be a beautiful day. Now, what if you don't have a partner and it's like you want to celebrate the day?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that would be me. So what I do is I always do a really nice, like, little meal for myself. I do a really nice little offering for the Fae, and that consists of, like, they like little coins, they like chocolate, they like, excuse me, they like berries. Please don't give them odd, weird things. They really like very natural things. They love glitter. You know, I like to kind of dress up maybe and do all that kind of like really fun makeup. That's very, they have actually fairy festivals. They do in the UK. That's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do that. And it's really fun. And then I spend as much time as I can up with the whole energy of it. And I have a little beauty tip. This works. I do it every year. If you get up in the morning, now I know some of you are in super hot place, but if you get up and there's like a real light dew on the grass, you get that first dew and you put it on your face, and it actually gets your face to be youthful because it's their energy. That actually works. I did it. It's all Botox.
It's fairy Botox.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you get sexuality tips and beauty tips. You get it all here on Woo Woo Wednesday.
That's because we know it all.
Yeah. If we don't know it, we'll probably talk about it anyway, and it'll be fun.
Ooh, that's true.
Well,
so
I think
we like mail comments on that, or, you know, if you have your little ideas, you guys, of what you do to have a good time, you know, whether it's the strawberries and the, you know, the little sweet, beautiful drinks of the summer. Absolutely. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do something to make yourself feel, I always tell people, find what makes you feel luxurious and special and do that.
Yes. And that means you can go naked. Naked, naked, naked.
Whatever. I actually did when I went to Mexico, gosh, it's probably been 11 years. Has it been that long? Maybe this one trip. I very quickly figured out that the place where I was staying was on a topless beach, and I had never done that before. And my friend who was traveling with me, you would actually really love her. She's a really special woman. Her passport was outdated, and she didn't realize it until we got to the airport at, like, you know, dark 30 in the morning to head down to Playa del Carmen and in Mexico. And so anyway, she was like, well, I guess we could go to Dallas. And I was like, what? I'm going to Mexico. I'll see you in a few days after you get your passport sorted. Like, I'm going. And I went, and like for 3 days, just, you know, laid there with my little modest boobs, like just getting sun, thinking, I'm just so crazy. Like, that's so far outside of my template to go topless on a beach. You know, I was raised with the, oh, I can't believe people would do that, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, I've had my moments.
You know, Jane's got the cutest daughter, and a year ago we were together, and I wore something similar to this, and I'll let her tell that story because it really was, I'll never forget it because it was the cutest story.
You know,
My daughter she is so very modest, just like naturally modest. And in the summer, the smallest bathing suit that I can find, the smaller the bathing suit, the better, because the fewer tan lines that I'll have. Like I'm a sun worshiper. I love being outside in the sun and try to protect my face. But I just, I've been in the sun the last few days and I'm a little darker than I was in the last video, but because I've been outside. But yeah, Jade. My daughter was with me. Jade and I were together with several other friends of ours, and we were meeting together in a kind of a lobby area. And Jade had this real sexy dress on that was it was see-through. It was beautiful. And Jade has this amazing body. Like we've talked about this before, but Jade used to be a bodybuilder, and you can tell because she's just, I mean, just look at her. She's a brick house. She's a stack mama. So she's standing there in her just fabulous spiritual divaness. And my daughter gets very embarrassed. Now, I don't know, growing up with a mom who's not afraid to wear short shorts and the tiniest bikini, like I don't really know where she got this like huge amount of modesty, but she judges people. If your skirt's short, she's going to be like, she should not have on a skirt that short. And like, I don't know where she got that from, but must be your dad, not me. But she whispered to me, Mama, do you think she knows that we can see her underwear?
My bra.
And I was like, it's a fashion choice, sweetie. I think it's intentional. Oh.
It was cute. And then she was okay with it. It was a fashion choice.
Yeah.
She respected me. And so she's like, she's supposed to be a spiritual person. Why can you see her bra through her shirt?
Yeah, she thought that it was like some wardrobe malfunction, but when she was presented with the viewpoint of fashion choice, she was like, "Oh, I get it. All right, fashion choice."
Yeah.
It's all in how you.
That's what I'm saying. Being spiritual and having a good time. It's a mixture. It's like find your hedonist inside and really express it, because you are going to have a good time on the solstice.
All right. Well, that is all the time we have today. So take all of this, whatever you got from it, and carry forth into your summer of sex 2020.
Right? The summer of sex. We do need a little bit of that. Yes.
Yeah. All right. And make sure before you leave, give us a thumbs up just to say hi, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell. Jade's going to do interpretive dance while I'm talking. What was that? And so that you know the next time that we drop a video for you, a Woo Woo Wednesday or another video as well, to help you live a life with more success, lower stress, and more happiness. Right, Jade? Next time. Bye.